My name is Sunday. I work at Designveloper for more than 2 years, and I work with Meteor for more than a year. This topic will require a little bit of your familiarity with Meteor and OOTV. And at first, I have to say, guys, please don't get me wrong, because I don't say that the video apps is not insecure. Although video does have a package called insecure, right? But that's a different story. In fact, video is quite good at handling security if us developers pay enough attention to it. And first, I'm going to talk about SQL injection. So, you know that in the world of SQL, queries use string as the control mechanism. And so SQL injection is the technique that the attackers use to take advantage of this mechanism. So what does that mean? Well, let's get to the example here. So I'm going to show you an example called the exploits of Among. This is a classic example of SQL injection. So, as you can see the comic there, but if you cannot see it clearly, I can summary the story here. There's a mom who is sending her son to school. Of course, the son has to be registered to the school computer system, right? So if the school computer system use SQL, so the query will be something like this. Can you see that? Insert into student table with the value followed by the name. So if if the son has a normal name like Peter or David, it will be okay. But what if the son has some weird name like this, Robert, quotes, followed by C, semicolon, drop table student, semicolon, dash dash. So we have got the result query here. You guys can see that. So you can see that there are drop table student query here, which will remove the whole student table data. So that's basically how SQL injection works. I'm gonna give you one more example. So given that, let's say there's a query to get one user data with the username equal Peter, and the password is the input. So if we have the input, some weird input like code or 1 equal 1, so we have the result query here. Select all from the user table, where username equal Peter and password equal an empty string, or 1 equal 1. So you can see that this condition will always be true. So the whole query here will be succeed, and the attacker can get the user information given any username, Peter or whatever. So that's basically how SQL injection works. So what about NoSQL injection, our topic today? You know that NoSQL injection queries, instead of using string as the control mechanism, they use objects. So, for example, you know, one of the famous NoSQL injection database is MongoDB, right? And I'm gonna give you a closer look at this. Let's back to the demo. Here's a demo time here. I'm gonna demo with the Meteor Shop web application. And in this application, we will play a role of a hacker, okay, with NoSQL injection skill. So let's jump into the speed. On screen here. Down. So this app is called the Rocket Shop. I'm going to show you basically how this app works. But first, I have to say this app use MongoDB as a database. So the demo part here will apply to any platform, not particular to Meteor. So this is how the app works. We have the login system here. User can create account and log in. And then in the home page, there are some items that we can buy. Right. Yeah. The app is simple and pretty straightforward. And we have the supplier here. When we go to each supplier, then the products of that supplier will appear here. For example, the Martian ornament supplier and 4 products here. So if I'm interested in this rocket suit, I'm gonna click on that, and I'm gonna add this product to my cart. So you can see the total values here is about $90,000. I'm gonna go ahead and check out. We even check out, and you can pay for this product. So I'm gonna pay now. Okay, and there's some sample data here. I'm not have that much money payment, and I'm gonna enter a fake credit card info. Okay, and pay. So you can see that it seems like we have succeeded by the product. Let's see if the transaction went through. This is the payment dashboard. You can see that my current balance is $0. I want to refresh the page. Okay, so you can see that my current balance is raised up to $90,000. Okay, cool. So that's pretty much the happy part of this application. But as a hacker, right, we want to see this app in a different view, right? And just not as easy and normal as that. So I'm going to open up the console here to show you some of the demo. Let's go to the suppliers. And you can see here, with the Martian ornament supplier, we have 4 products here, right? So if I'm gonna go to products and find fetch, I'm gonna get 4 products. Exactly what is displayed here. But maybe I want to get more than just 4 products. Maybe this app is hidden some products from me. So I want more. At first, I'm going to show you the source code of this publication function. You guys take a look at this Meteor.publish products by vendor here. You see it? Okay, so this product will take the slug as the input, and we expected it as the string. So in our case, this slug will equal to Martian ornaments, for example. Okay. So this is how basically the database works. It's going to go through the product collection and find for the vendor.slug condition if it match Martian ornaments, and return the documents. Okay. But we are expecting the slug as string, right? What if we insert anything other than string? So I'm going to go ahead and show you. I'm going to subscribe to the product by vendor publication, but in this time I'm going to use the greater or equal to operator. So this basically means that any vendor that the name is longer than an empty string will be returned. Okay, so basically return all the products. And let's go ahead and get the products here. You can see that a lot more products have been returned, right? So I can get access to all the products. I'm gonna share this. You guys get it? Okay. So maybe this app, is not it's not hidden any product for me. So the product example above is a little bit boring, right? So I'm gonna take it more seriously, and I'm gonna access some of the more personal privacy information. So you guys, let's say I'm interested in this product, and add to my cart. So you can see that here in my cart I have one product, and if I go ahead and find the cart collection, it will return only one cart because that's my cart. So that's okay. So okay, this is okay, this is normal. So let me show you the code of the card publication here. So you can see that this card publication take on the key, it will be the user key. But we are also expecting the key here is a string, right? So what if we insert input something different than a string, something special? I'm gonna go ahead and clear the console. Let me subscribe this time also to the card collection. But I'm gonna go with this input, that the NE operator, which stands for not equal to. So whichever user key not equal to an empty string will be returned, right? So if I go ahead and find cards again, find, let's fetch, and more than one card, right? The first one is my card, which is normal, but I also have this card of someone named Peter, and his IP address, and his email, and his items. I also have this one card. This is for of Mary. The same, some more information. So this is more of the privacy information, right? I should not get access to it. And I can take this information, I can exploit them, or I can sell them to third party to get benefit, right? So that's one more example. Okay. Okay, so now, as a hacker, you know that not every hacker is rich, right? But I'm very into this product. It's a constant $90,000, and I can afford it. So I want to buy this product for less money. So it's currently a value of $90,000. Let's try to change that. So let me try to get my card information. And if I log the card information out, you can see that the total value here is exactly the same with the total here. And you'll also notice that if I change this, the number of items, the card gets updated, and the total number gets updated too, right? Let's say I only want one product, and there must be some method to have to update the card, right? And that's going to be the save card method here. So I'm going to take advantage of that method. Maybe my first approach will be set the card.total equal about $13. Okay, so you look at the card again. the total value is only $13, but it's not yet changed yet, right? We have to update it. I'm going to go ahead and call Meteor.call save part and insert the card here. After I call the method, you can see that the total value here is not changed. So maybe my approach is wrong, right? I'm going to go ahead and find another approach here. Okay. Let me get the card again. Equal card. Dot find the fetch card. So you can see that there's an items array here, which contains all of my items. And you can see that this is there's a price information here. So maybe I will try to change this information to see if it works here. Card item, right? The price equal $30. Go ahead and set it, and I'm going to call the method again. Alright, so you see that now it works. The total total values will change to just $13, and I can go ahead and check out this product pay. Now again, enter some sample later. And click credit card number and pay. Okay, so let's see if this works. Guys, this is my payment dashboard. You see that my current balance is $89,300, right? And I will refresh this page. This is not reactivated here. And you can see that my balance get increased by about $13. That's exactly the same amount that I have modified the item. So I can buy items with much less price, right? Which is cool. It's cool being a hacker, right? But after I get all the data, I change the information, the price information. Maybe I want more. I want to be the admin of the system. So I noticed that some of the Meteor apps they use an EASAdmin flag to denote if the user is admin or not, right? I'm gonna check if I'm currently an admin or not. An admin or not, right? Meteor user. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not an admin yet. So let's try to change that. So there's a method called update user here. This method gonna check on a user ID and an update object, which have you update the particular user information. So I'm gonna go ahead and prepare a code here. Okay. So if I'm going ahead and say Meteor update user with my user ID, and I want to set my EASAdmin flag to true. You see, and enter. You see what's changed? I have an admin tab here. Like that's a symbol for I get the admin permission. But how about this app handle the security better? This app will not allow us to use the set operator. So what do we do as a hacker? So as a hacker with no MongoDB quite well, you can have more than one option to change, to modify a property value. Like I'm gonna call the user, and also my user ID here. But instead of using the set operator, which is forbidden now, right? Because the app check for the set operator, I use the int operators. And I'm going to increase the EZMin property by field by 1. So let's see, open admin here. Okay, so I can use the int operator instead of the set one. Here, let's try to reset it. So what if the apps is handled better than the old version, right? It will not allow you to use the set operator, but it also does not allow you to use the EZMin flag here. So what do we do? Okay, so as a hacker, again, we have many workaround here. You can go ahead and say Meteor.all, update the user again. This time, instead of using the set operator and the EZMin flag, which are forbidden now, right? That does not add, let me do that. I can go ahead and add, increase the profile dot temp to one value, 1 unit, and enter. You see nothing changed, right? But if you look at my media.user information, you can see that in my profile here, I have temp field which value is 1. Okay, so the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and media.update.com, update user. This time I'm going to go and use the rename operator. So it will let you rename this field with this property name with another. So instead of one, I'm going to pass in EZMin, right? Like workaround. So I hit enter. You can see that I have the admin flag here, and check for my media user information again. You can see that my profile.temp is gone, and you guessed it, it was renamed to EZMin, which gives me the admin privilege here. So, we get the admin privilege in many ways, right? That's one more example. So, guys, you see that we get the information, we modify the information, we grant ourselves an admin, right? But what if we just want to be a crazy hacker? We don't want to allow other users to use the app, or in a short way, we want to deny the service of this app. So how do we do? We're going to take advantage of the subscription and publication method function. Here, let's look at the source code again. You can see that there are a media.publish vendors function here, which will allow you to get the list of vendors. This is a list of vendors, okay? 3 vendors. And I'm going to take advantage of this to prevent people from using the app. How do I do that? Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to show you this first. So I'm going to subscribe to the vendors publication, but this time I want to use. I forgot to mention the. Okay, this vendors publication will take in query as an input, and it will return vendors.find with a query, or it just find all the vendors in the database. So if I input a query here, it will use a query instead of find all. Okay. So this time, of course, I'm going to use the query option. And my query will use the where operator. So in MongoDB, the where operator is pretty powerful. It will receive a value of a string, receive this string, and I wrote this string down so you guys can take a look at this. and it will execute this string for every document in the collection. So guys, you see what I do here? I declare value d equal a new date, and then I want to run a while loop, right? And until c minus d is less than 10,000 milliseconds, which is 10 seconds, the while loops keep running. And you know that in the Node.js word, the while loop will block all of the CPU the further requests and queries, database queries. So what the database will do is it just wait until this while loop ends. And in our case, we have 3 vendors, right? So the apps will be paused about 30 seconds. Let me get you demo here. Oh. Okay, so enter, and let me refresh the page. So now you can see that the page is loading for at least 30 seconds, and no matter how many tabs I open and point to the page, it will keep loading for about 30 seconds. Okay, so this is when the database finished executing the query. And guys, you can see that the scary part of this is, 10,000 milliseconds is just an arbitrary number, right? I can insert any number here as the last I can. When I do that, maybe the apps will be useless. People cannot get access to it, right? But I'm a hacker and I'm not evil, so I'm gonna do that. Okay. So that's pretty much all of my demo about NoSQL injection. You guys get it? I hope you guys are interested in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get back to the slide. Oh. Yeah. Not really dark here. Okay. You can see it? Okay, so for solution. So here's the good news. In contrast with the problem, the solution is is quite easier. What we have to do is we have to make assertion on user input data. What it means is we know exactly what is the data user passing. So you know that Meteor uses a protocol called BDP, right? Which can transfer many data types, including a string or number or object or array, right? So if you know exactly what is the data user passing, we can deal with them safely. But how can we know exactly what is the data user passing, right? So in the scope of Meteor, we have a useful package called check. You guys might be familiar with this package. We are going to, this package we have check whether a value match a pattern, and we are going to use this package to check for every method and publication function that we need to validate user input. For example, I'm going to go back to the publication example here. You can see, for example, the products by vendor. We are expecting slug as string, right? So we do check slug for string, as easy as that. So if we check slug, we only want to accept slug as string, and the hackers try to inject an object instead of string, then you will get something like some error like this. Error expected string and you got object instead. Okay. Okay. But there is a case that you have so many methods and publication functions that you don't know if they are checked or not, right? Like you have about 100 method or publication function. That's too many. So there are package. There are also a package for check checker. This will scan your source code and detect the method and publish function which haven't checked for its input data. So all you have to do is go ahead and add that package, and for the new method 0, if it haven't checked for the input data, then the package will throw out some warning. Okay. So that's it. I hope my presentation gives you a better look on the security perspective that you can make better and more important, safer app. Thanks for listening.